respected participant to this webinar on the occasion of National Safety Day. So we DQuest, we organize a webinar on the topic Our Aim, Zero Harm. So just I will refresh your memories. Most of you people must be aware of DQuest, but for the new people, I will just share some highlights of DQuest. So that for the people who know, they will refresh their memory about the DQuest India. So DQuest is the first German body for who was approved for the management system certification. DQuest was established in the year 1985. Germany first company for the certification of quality assurance system. The objective of DQuest was to support industry with impartial, objective, and independent assessment. DQuest is a joint venture of UL and DQuest, and there are different stakeholders in this DQuest holding. DGQ, which is a German Society for Quality, DIN, which is a German Institute of Standardization, and UL, which is Underwriting Laboratory. So they have an equal stake of 27.78% in this JV, and there are others, 4 other German industry federation. So this is a Euro-American certifying body. We have our global presence, as I said, that we are a Euro-American certifying body with our head office in Germany, Frankfurt, and we have presence across all corners of the world. You can see in this presentation that we have 85 offices in 60 countries and 2,500 auditors, experts, 65,000 certified locations in 130 countries, and overall we do more than 1,25,000 mandates of assessment in a year, and we are the member of IQNet. So these are all the global presence of DQuest. In year 2008, like UL and DQuest, like the management system wing of UL and DQuest, they get merged, and we the frame entity by the name of UL DQuest or UL DQuest UL. We have done like rebranding in year 2008 to cater the market requirement, and rebranding is very common in the multinational. And then in year 2022, again we have done the rebranding to present ourselves as one DQuest across the world. Rebranded with a redesigned logo. Once you'll see the logo now, it's a small logo to have a vibrant, transparent, reliable, and dependable to have a full customer. And we have now a new global website. And the purpose of this all to implement digital transformation to support customers to be successful by having real-time information. The strength of DQuest is technical competence and reliability. We are known for our technical competence and reliability in the market. So you see that the second pillar of our international presence in IQNet. IQNet is a body of certifying body of all premium CVs in premium countries, and with over 35 partners, IQNet is the largest international network of certification body, having issued approximately 1/3 of all management system certificates in the worldwide. Once you will see about DQuest, we are the first German body which was accredited for ISO 9000 and ISO 14000. First certifying body to be accredited worldwide for ISO TS 16949, which we say now IATF, and VDA 6.1. VDA is the German standard for automotive. First German certifying body to be accredited for ISO 15378, which is a packaging material for medicinal products, and first certifying body to be accredited for the IRIS. IRIS is a railway standard worldwide. Once we talk in context of India, even as I say that we are pioneer in our segment, if something comes first, then DQuest is the CV who demonstrate the market and who come to the solution for our customers. So the first auditor of even in India also for ISO TS 16949, TL is 9000, AS is aerospace standard, ESD is electricity device, RC is responsible care, and ISO 37K is anti-bribery. So you'll find these all are the sector specific standard, and the first auditor of these all standards are from DQuest only. And one of the most important highlights of DQuest is that we have the local veto power for ISO TS 16949, which we say now IATF. Maximum auditors for ESD 20.20 in India, medical doctors on board for economic assessment, and we have the fastest turnover for certificate release. Since we have the local veto power, so we can issue the certificate to customer in time frame of even 10 days also after the closure of the non-conformity. So this is the privilege which we have, which none of our competitors have. Now, this is like where how the industry where we cater. So worldwide in India also, we are getting more than 200 plus standards, 25 plus industry vertical, and 65,000 plus certified location. Now, this is a brief portfolio of DQS, like in which segment we are catering. Once you see the lower part, that is the sector specific, like aerospace, food safety, medical, transportation. And once you see the upper part, that is for the your sustainability, 1, 2, IT related. So once we, like in sustainability, one we cover your ISO 14,000, which is a environmental system, ISO 50,000, ISO 45,000, which is upgrade version of OSHA's. Now, then your SEDEX green certification, ISO 26,000, which is your social responsibility, ISO 20400, which is the sustainable procurement, human rights and ethics, safety assessment. We are doing various sort of safety assessment, which we say safety culture in the organization, and we are doing almost catering all requirement of the industry in terms of safety, environment, health, and OHS. Then we are doing a lot of supplier assessment also on the basis very various your domain like safety domain, your EHS domain, quality domain, and this is like how we are positioned in Indian market. As we say that our competence is the technical competency of our strength. So once we see sectors like Iris and all, we are number one. Once you see Iris, we are number one position with a market share of 35%. In telecom TLS, again we are number one with a market share of 34%. Aerospace yes, 9,000. We are number three. A few years back, we were number one. So hopefully by April again, we will come to our number one or number two with a market share of 12%. Automotive IITF, we have fifth position, and ESG is on first position. This all data we have taken for the portal because every sector they have their own portal. And now upcoming trainings, DQS India, we have declared EHS Internet Program in between 10 to 11th March for 2 day, and then 16 to 17 March for in your Pune, Nasik and Pune location. So for the participants who are participating, we have a special coupon for them if you will register in next 24 hours. So now the faculty for our this program, this webinar is Mr. Govind Pitri. Govindji is one of the most renowned name in the field of safety and sustainability in India. He is a key and very senior team member in sustainability product portfolio in DQS India and comes from over 34 years of industry experience in HR, business excellence, energy, quality, environment, health safety, legal, sustainability, and CSR. He is from mechanical engineering stream and has completed advanced diploma in industrial safety. He has done his general management certification course from Willinkar Institute of Management, which is the most renowned institute in Mumbai, and distance learning in management mentor course from Harvard. He has completed GRI Sustainability Assurance Practitioner course, lead assessor for all systems, including QEOHS and energy management system. He has successfully led EHS and sustainability function for Mahindra and Mahindra Auto Division. Mahindra is the company who is doing most of the activity in terms of sustainability in EHS. Nasik and Mahindra CIA, where he has been awarded for his innovation and passionate leadership in organization EHS culture transformation. He also served for some little time in Veritas and then Mahindra Institute of Quality as panel auditor for specialized audits assignment in CDP, EHS legal, fire safety audits respectively. So since last now almost 8 months, he is in with DQS India. He has primarily worked for on ISO 26K, ISO 2040, which is supplier sustainability procurement suppliers, based sustainability procurement and human rights issue. So this is a brief portfolio of Govindji. So now I request Govindji to take up the section and share his all inputs which to the participants. So thank you, thanks a lot. सर आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, namaste sabko. Yeah, I'm very much thankful to Mahantesh, our entire DQS organization, our entire marketing team, and my colleague, Mr. Baldavji, who is leading the North region for all the products of DQS. He's the regional business head and very passionate person in his own area. So thank you very much, Baldavji. And now let us start with the today's main topic. That is, we are all in the nation. Entire nation is celebrating the 52nd National Safety Week from today till 10th of March. And every year, National Safety Council, which is an apex body for the nation on safety matters, has declared the theme as our aim, zero harm. Okay, हमारा लक्ष्य शून्य नुकसान. So if you see this logo of National Safety Council, it has got two gears. One is of 12 teeth and another is of 24 teeth. What it tells is that 12 months of the year and every day 24 hours, we are all supposed to be working for safety. Okay, because incidents can happen anytime. And one more thing I want to tell you, that when we say zero harm, although being a safety day, the primary focus will be on injuries and human safety, but also when we talk about now, it is to be holistic. That is, environmental damages is also an harm. Okay, and ultimately environmental damages affect the human health, and if the person is not healthy, if he is having diseases, he cannot concentrate on his job, and then he will he may create an incident for himself or many other people. Okay, so E, S and G, E, H and S, all three are very closely connected, and the zero harm aim is for all the three areas: health, safety, as well as environment. Okay, so if you see now, since year 2015, the whole world has decided to pursue sustainable development goals. Okay, after the Paris Agreement, and a special task force was created, and there are 17 sustainability goals, out of which the third sustainability goal which talks about ensuring healthy lives and promoting well-being for all. So the safety theme, which is aim of zero harm, it is very much in line with the national sustainable development goals, which is worldwide SDGs. Okay. Now it is a custom that on the National Safety Day we take the oath. Okay, so I'll just briefly speak about the oath. You can repeat after me once you listen from my side. Okay, I take oath to take care of safety, health, and environment for myself, my colleagues, and the entire universe. Thank you. So, if you see our country's Prime Minister, who has been transforming the national progress and development since last so many years, he in one of his Man Ki Baat, which is a monthly dialogue which he has with the countrymen, he said, if we stay alert and abide by the prescribed rules and regulations, we shall not only be able to save our own lives, but we can prevent catastrophes harming the society. So, zero harm culture, which we are talking today in the theme, the Prime Minister has spoken about 2 years in his Man Ki Baat in February 2021. If you see the world statistics on safety, the latest inputs that we could get through the public domain, 2.78 million workers, that means 27 lakhs 80,000 workers die from occupational accidents and work related diseases every year. Okay, of which 24 lakhs are disease related, and additional 374 million workers suffer from non-fatal occupational accidents. So you can imagine what is the kind of picture the whole world. As on one side we are saying that we all are developing, we have 7% GDP growth. India is transforming, India is becoming a world power and all that. But at the same time, the picture on safety is equally grim. According to the report, globally, 1,000 people are estimated to die every day from occupational accidents, and further 6,500 from work-related diseases. So you can think of, how serious the picture is on the safety front. On the road accidents, if you see, there are 1.35 million deaths occur annually due to road transport incidents. Over 50% of deaths are vulnerable road users, that is cyclists, motorcyclists, and pedestrians. 93% of deaths are occurring in low income and middle income countries. Okay, and this is the World Health Organization June 22 statistics, which World Health Organization has published. If we do the preventive measures, there is a good hope that if we stop drink and driving practices, we can save 16,304 lives. If we ensure that the helmet is good quality helmet is used with proper chin belt, put up, 51,000 lives can be saved. If we can control our speed, we can reduce 3,47,000 people dying in the incident. If everybody uses proper seat belt, which is even after Mr. Cyrus Mistri's incident, no much lessons have learned. Even today, you find most of the taxis, the rear seat belts are either they are not accessible or they are not clean, and people are finding very difficult to use it even though they want to. But we need to improve on this, because the colossal loss of 1,000 people dying, and the families becoming so vulnerable is not simply not acceptable. Okay, if you see on the other India level statistics, this is the from year 2007 to 2021. Road accidents last year 1,55,000, railway accidents 16,431, railway crossings 1,800. Okay, total traffic accidents are 1,73,000, and total deaths which have occurred, okay, due to other causes is 3,90,000. So if you see the percentage, the traffic accidental deaths are about 45% of the total accidents. Okay, so this is the India's picture. This is the trend that we see in number of accidents and fatalities and persons injured from 2016 to 21. In 2020, there is a little dip because of COVID, but otherwise, more or less, year on year, the number of deaths of 1,53,000 is not reducing. Okay, the fatalities are not reducing. Only thing you may say that every year the number of vehicles on road are increasing. Last month itself, more than 3.5 lakh vehicles have come on road more. Okay, only in India, from Indian auto manufacturers. 1 month, that to February, 28 days, 3,75,000 vehicles have come newly on road. So despite so many vehicles coming on the road, you may say that it is stagnant. So some improvement is there, but that's only a self-satisfying prophecy, which is not sufficient. If you see the risk trends in 2021, this is the India risk report, okay, of 2021. Fire incidents at number 4 and accidents, other accidents at serial number 6. So total, risks that the businesses are running and the people in the country are running after the natural hazards, information, cyber security, and intellectual property thefts. Fourth one come is the fire incidents, and sixth one is on the accidents. On fire, year on year ranking, fire has climbed from 10th in the 2019 to 4th position in India in risk survey. And national crime record says that there were more than 9,000 fire incidents in India during 2020, and 36 total lives claimed in fire accidents were in the same year. Okay, accidents year on year ranking, accidents also it has come 6th position. Okay, and according to this NCRB's data, accidental deaths for 2020, every 100 road crashes took 37 lives. Okay, so almost every road crash, 40% of the cases there are serious fatalities which are happening. Now, this is very important to know that when an incident happens, when a fatality happens or a serious accident happens, what are the costs that the organization has to bear? Okay, when any factory, whenever any incident happens, the employee family needs to be compensated. The medical expenses need to be done if it is a serious injury, and and he is hospitalized. There is a medical leave has to be on paid basis. Property loss also happens during the incidents. Legal expenses in the court cases will have to be paid, and when the court declares the fine has to be paid. So this is on direct, where the hard cash goes out from the organization. If you see the indirect cost, the workplaces get disrupted. There is a production loss, loss of productivity, worker replacement cost, training in safety, new person has to be trained, increased insurance premium, delays in projects, administrative time, accident investigation cost, implementing corrective measures, so there will be another cost, loss of reputation and business, that is a hidden but long term big cost, goodwill loss cost, loss of employee morale. So all these are indirect costs which you cannot directly put some money against, but it is a very huge cost. Okay, and indirect costs are normally 3 times more than the direct cost. Okay, and this cost of corrective preventive action is just 2% of cost of accident. So just imagine that if the organization is proactive and they use this 2% of money timely, they can save another so much. Not only that, now the cost of pain that the injured person goes through and the family of the person, you can imagine how what kind of a pain when it goes through, when every day 1,000 people are dying, 1,000 families are pushed into serious grief, and there cannot be any tag on money for that the grief and the loss that the family bears. Okay, unbearable losses. So, this safety science is quite old science, and in the year 1930, the Hendrik, one insurance person who used to go through a lot of data on insurance, he made a research, and based on his research study, this is the kind of latest safety science it tells that if you want to save one serious fatal accident, then you need to be able to save 30 serious disabling injuries. Okay, to do that you need to save 300 minor accidents. To do that you need to work on 30,000 near miss cases, first aid cases, medical aid cases, and modified work cases and minor accidents. And to do that you should be working on 3 lakh unsafe conditions and unsafe acts and hazards. Okay, so saving lives of people, it involves lot of work down the line, and as you go down it is more proactive. From the near miss side it is semi proactive, and after this is completely reactive. Okay, so we the organizations are trying to become more and more into the last, that is working only on unsafe conditions and acts. In fact, this number of unsafe conditions and unsafe acts also over the period have to reduce as the time passes, as the company becomes matured. Okay, now if you see this, just to give a very quick understanding on why near miss saving is important. If you see this crane, okay, handling the heavy object, if some worker comes by mistake under the load, coming under the load and walking under the load is an unsafe act. Okay, now there is a incident where a wire rope breaks. Okay, and at that time this person is away from it. So at that time the breakage of the wire rope is just an unsafe condition. Now, if when the load fail, if the person walking there was just very close by, and by God's grace he saved his injury, then this situation will be called as a near miss incident. We say बाल बाल बच गए, or थोडक्यात वाचलो मराठीमध्ये म्हणतो आपण. Okay, so this is if suppose there is a incident and person is not there but the load falls and there is a complete property damage. Okay, so that means the incident was so severe that had the person been below, the person also would have got crushed. So this is called high potential incident or dangerous occurrence. And if the person really comes below, and if he gets seriously injured or he becomes fatal, then it is called lost time injury. So this picture will tell you the difference between what is unsafe act, what is unsafe condition, what is near miss incident, what is dangerous occurrence, and what is serious accident. This understanding is very important before we go further. Okay. Now, it tells you that important is that when some unsafe act is there, you have to stop it. You have to ROCO and TOCO, what we say, observe and intervene. When unsafe condition is there, you need to identify through safety, proactive safety inspection and replace it. If near miss incident happens, it is more serious because something was about to happen, but because of God's grace, this has not happened. Okay, but every time the luck may not favor you. So this is actually a time, high time, that the management should wake up and take these near miss incidents as serious warnings and God given opportunities to save further serious incidents and property losses. Okay, so how we can do near miss incident, how we can increase near miss incident reporting? There are few tips that we would like to give you. So most of the companies will have the shift start morning meetings, toolbox safety talks. So at that time, we should review the previous day's injuries, near miss cases and unsafe conditions, and immediately discuss on the probable causes and take preventive actions. Then keeping near miss reporting box at key locations so that any person can report and keep his note in that box, or he can put it in the notice board. Having good safety signage and posters on near miss so that people are reminded about importance of near misses. Okay, we creating a focused near miss theme based campaign. So people take a full fledged theme based campaign on near miss incident, in which a lot of training sessions, special videos. Okay, and people are encouraged to give maximum number of near misses, and those who give maximum critical near misses, those are rewarded. Then simplifying the formats and making them easily available, and also nowadays people can use the digital media also. Creating competitions and awarding highest number of reported near misses and high potential near miss reports. Okay, this is the second category which is very important. And using CCTV footage and good IT tools and apps for this safety related area. There are many good apps are available, and those are market and people are using it. Godrej Group is one of the pioneers in using IT tools for identifying and reporting unsafe conditions and near miss incidents. Okay, so now when we want to reduce 1,000 deaths per day, and for your company, whatever the serious incidents that are happening within your organization will also have some statistics and data if it is correctly recorded. uh, so what are we supposed to do in the safety goals? What strategy we should have, what we should focus on? Okay, so one is reducing the frequency rate and severity rate both. So IS 3786 is the standard which gives clarity on how to calculate frequency index and severity index. Then reducing the incident rate, that is how many incidents are happening per number of people that you have. Focus programs on near miss incident reporting. Start cost of accident accounting. Okay, there are very good tools. ASK EHS, Ask EHS has got a very good software through which you can calculate cost of accidents. Increase proactive safety indices, we'll talk about it separately. Develop and implement safety standards, that also I will tell you which are the standards. Enhance need based safety competency building, because it has to be awareness, on job training, specialized training, systems training and culture related training. So all these, and management orientation. Reviewing safety structures and holding everyone accountable. Okay, here I would like to tell you In China, before 6 years, the performance of safety was bad. So China government, you know that is very strong government there, kind of authoritative you may say. But they did what they did is they held the legal authorities equally accountable if the serious incident happens in any organization. They have every authority to go to the company, talk to the top management, do safety audits, and identify issues and give show cause or charge sheet, whatever. But they cannot say that I am not accountable for industry accident. So if in Indian scenario, if a serious accident happens, here the factory inspector also will be held equally accountable, and whatever punishment is given to the occupier, similar punishment would come to the factory inspector also. If this was China, this would have happened here. Develop system of behavioral based safety so that you make people alert, on toes, okay, and celebrate accident free days and proactive milestones, so that there is a proactive safety culture. If you see, serial number 1 and 2 are only on reactive side, from 3 to 10 are all proactive. So if you focus from 3 to 10, then automatically these indices will trend towards 0. Okay. Now I was talking to you about proactive indices. So on the left side, you see lead indicators, which are before the incident happens, you want to prevent the accidents. And these are the indices or key performance indicators that an organization can have on how much safety training has happened, how many safety toolbox talks are happening, how to what extent employees are being involved, and how many they are participating in hazard analysis, okay, incident investigation, safety suggestion schemes, okay, near miss incident reporting and investigation, safety kaizens, safety pokayoke, okay, mistake proofing, engineering controls, safety audits and corrective actions, proactive legal compliance audits, okay, proactive wellness programs for health, ill health prevention, and good health enhancement, counseling sessions to the family members, safety daily work management schedule adherence, okay, you can have annual calendar and you need to check the how much you are actually practicing. Top management safety reviews, how effective they are they happening timely, enhancing safety culture index, okay, this we'll also talk about it, closure of safety inspection observation, so and audit observation. So all these things, 12 points which I am saying, they're all proactive and they will help you to reduce the accidents. And on the lag indicators or reactive indicators, you have frequency rate, severity rate, number of notifiable disease cases which you are reporting to the government in form 25, mandate loss due to accidents and occupational illnesses, penalty due to accidents and non-compliances, cost of accidents, cost of occupational ill health, cost of insurance. These are all lag indicators. So the right side indicators are actually telling you that either there is a harm already occurred or most likely to occur, and this side is telling you that please work on these so that your the right side lag indicators data will be much more healthy. Okay, so it is a choice that we have, that where you want to work, whether you want to be doing hard work in lead indicators, or you want to use emergency route and when the already loss has occurred. So a good company, a proactive company, would always like to work more on lead indicators, proactive approach. Okay, so let me tell you that our company DQS is coming up with two internal auditor training programs on environment, health and safety. One is on 10th and 11th of March at Nasik, and another is on 16th and 17th on in Pune. So those who are attending and who wish to learn more on this reactive, proactive, and how to develop safety culture using ISO 45001, please do nominate within 24 hours from now. If you nominate yourselves, then there is a special gift that the organization wishes to extend. Okay, Now let's come to some of the safety processes where safety standards are essential. Okay, I am enlisting some of the areas where safety standards can be developed, and DQS can support you in implementing effective implementation of these standards, and also if somebody wants help in developing these standards for you. Okay, so work at height, working in confined spaces, hot work and cold work, safety performance management, contractor safety management, risk assessment and risk controls, electrical safety, lockout, tagout, personal protective equipment, visitor safety management, fire safety, office safety, robo safety. Okay, this is a very new area because more and more companies are going into robots, and we have seen many fatal accidents that have happened in robots as well. Chemical safety, process safety, defensive driving and traffic safety, behavioral based safety, incident investigation, machine guarding, management of change, material handling, and many more standards that could come to the industry specific. But DQS has got excellent resource backup to help you in developing these standards and implementing these standards. Okay, now let's come to the more proactive approach on developing safety culture. So what is safety culture? First of all, safety culture of an organization is the product of individual and group values, attitudes, perceptions, competencies, and patterns of behavior that determine the commitment to and the style and proficiency of an organization's health and safety management. Okay, so it means the way the things are done here, this is what the perception that the employees have. If you check with employees on a random basis and ask them, do you feel safe to work in this organization? What is the PPE compliance? Do you get proper quality of PPE, or it is given only when some audits or external factory inspector is visiting? I know how many times the top management people come on the shop floor to support you, to understand your issues on safety. All these things, if you check with those people, they will tell you, and based on that, using the statistical data, you can arrive at a safety culture index. Okay, so the safety culture, what you actually observe on shop floor and talk to people, that is only 1/8 part behaviors and practices, which is a only the upper part on the water. But below the water, there is a huge rock which talks about climate, geography, demographic, economics, perceptions, attitudes, beliefs, values. Okay, so these are all the issues which are hidden. So if you really want to improve on safety culture, it is not only behavioral practice or standards implementation is not enough. There is a deep rooted work that needs to go into the entire top management thinking, top management strategies, HR practices, onboarding recruitment practices, induction training practices, on job training practices, periodic motivational issues, employee involvement, family involvement, and a background of people from where they come. All that has to be worked upon, then only you can unearth this rock, and then slice out and make it zero over the period of time. So making culture is a long term commitment, and this has to be taken by every top management if they really value human beings. Okay, now, safety as a value, many people ask me whether safety is a priority or safety is a value. The latest, the thought processes, philosophy is that unless you take safety as a value, that means it is like a natural principle. In any case, once you say that safety is a value, you will not compromise for productivity or profits. In all the situations, you will take decisions which are right in the human safety point of view. So some of the safety cardinal principles are that all injuries and work related illnesses can be and must be prevented. Okay, and they are preventable before they occur. Managers are responsible and accountable for safety and health performance. And let me tell you that almost all the accidents are the results of management failure. Okay, even if the worker makes a mistake, not identifying his attitude, not training him, not supervising him, not giving him proper safety infrastructure, safety processes, safety SOPs, and observing him and giving feedback, not making him alert, okay, controlling hours of work, rest hours, all that is management. So if any incident is happening, almost all the times management is responsible. Employee engagement and training is essential, because ultimately, when they engage, when they are mentally, physically and emotionally engaged with the work, when they love work, then only they will work safely. Working safely is a condition of employment. So if somebody says that, I will take care of my safety but I'm not bothered about my colleague's safety, that person doesn't deserve a place in the organization, and very strict action has to be taken against that person. Excellence in safety and health drives excellent business results. You already seen the cost of accident data, and that very clearly tells. Safety and health must be integrated in all business processes. So whether it is purchasing process or maintenance process or safety training process, HR process, human relations development, top management strategy development, finance management, budgetary management, anything that you do, safety and health has to be integrated. So these are the principles, and the organizations which work on these principles can really call themselves as they believe in safety as a value. This is the DuPont Bradley curve. When DuPont, which is pioneer, almost 200 or year old organization in Europe, initially they did have very serious, explosions and fatalities, multiple fatalities, but they took very early lessons, learned from that, and now they have become the pioneer and benchmark organization, and their DuPont company's safety practices are worldwide renowned for safety culture development. So what they said is, in the companies where there is a reactive safety culture, the injury rates are high. And what is reactive culture is people are indifferent. Only if very serious incident happens and factory inspector comes and closes your doors, then only the management wakes up. That is the reactive approach. Then comes a little better approach, that is dependent approach. That means there is a supervisor, so worker is dependent on supervisor. Workers are dependent on safety officer. The management is dependent on safety officer and fire officer. So that is a dependent organization. Independent organization is little better, further better, that they are trying to become reactive to responsive and responsive to proactive. So in this area, the person takes care of his own safety by habit, but he is still not taking care of the colleagues' safety. And the best one, where the injury rates are minimum, it is called interdependent approach. This is where people help each other. Okay, people observe others and warn others. Okay, they network and learn from each other, they care for each other, and they take pride in their working safely for long periods of time. So they in this organization, most of the people would be going home happily, safely every day, and the families will be most happy. So naturally those people will be more productive, more healthy, more peaceful, and more contributing to the organization. Their quality of life will be much better. So this is what, Bradley is one of the names of the team member who developed this particular curve, and this is this is how you measure, when you do the safety culture index. If it is too much negative, then it is called reactive. If it is very positive, it's called interdependent. So it's always the transformation journey from reactive to interdependent in phases. Okay. Now, what is a strong safety culture? Which culture you would call it as strong culture? In a strong positive safety culture, everyone feels responsible for safety and pursues it on a daily basis. Employees go beyond the call of duty to identify unsafe conditions and behaviors and are comfortable intervening to correct them. Okay, every phrase is very, very important, that if you want strong culture, Then first of all, the sense of responsibility has to be there. This has to be practiced daily. Okay, you need to go beyond the call of duty. You can't say that it is 8-hour job. Okay, identify unsafe conditions and behaviors proactively and comfortable to intervene. That means nobody takes it as a blame, or there is no blame game. It is always a person is grateful if somebody tells them that you are doing a wrong thing or you doing unsafe act. So that time people don't react, people respond in a more proactive fashion, and it is a teamwork. So this is a indicators of what is strong positive culture. Now, anything if you want to improve, as the quality principles say, you need to able to measure the safety culture. Okay. So how to do the measurement of the culture? For that, these are the 8 steps that we need to follow. Okay. So we need to interview people at all levels and sections. Okay. We should have group discussion with the contract labor, workers, union people. We can have a paper pencil test with certain bullet question points. We should take a site visit and observe how people behave on the workshop. Review the safety performance lead indicators, lag indicators. Review the company's manuals and their records. Okay, and present the report to the top management based on your 1 to 6 analysis, and then develop the action plan for transformation, and then keep reviewing it regularly. So this is the whole process. So 1 to 6 steps are for measurement. Now, how to improve the safety culture? There are 10-point formula that we have arrived at after studying a lot of literature on safety. So first is safety must be part of a greater cultural whole. That means the organization's overall culture. It's not only one culture, safety culture, but it is an organizational culture. So whether it is quality culture or sustainability culture or cost effectiveness culture or productivity culture or business growth culture, entire thing, its safety has to be a part of the whole culture. Second, we need to tell the people why and how of the safety. That means why safety is important and how safety is important and how safety has to be driven. So all that has to be done through regular communication and training. Safety success relies on strong labor management relations. So if your company is having regular unrest, labor unrest, and people are going on strike, people are shouting slogans, people are fighting with management, in that company the safety cannot be successful, because people's mind is diverted to their basic needs, basic working conditions, and therefore these safety success and labor relations go hand in hand. Intolerance of safety non-conformity. So like that, I told you about certain principles, cardinal principles. If any violation against the principle, it is not tolerated. Okay, the process safety people, chemical safety people will have very strong safety principles, and they would not tolerate, because if somebody makes a mistake or even an error or a violation, the whole company can come to standstill. There can be a big explosion, big threat, and be complete company can go on fire. Then leaders must lead. Here I would like to give 2 examples. Okay, one example I'll tell you about one Mr. Keshub Mahindra, who is now currently 99 years old, and he is the chairman emeritus of Mahindra Group. He for some quite number of years he was chairing the steel industry of Mahindra Group, which is in Raigad district in Maharashtra. For some reasons, the company was making losses for a few years. And even on the 5th year of successive loss, when he chaired the annual general body meeting, he only asked 2 questions. What is the safety budget for my organization, and what is the safety performance of my organization? And when he saw the safety performance and when he saw the safety budget, he said, make the safety budget 10 times of what you have taken. And please do not ask me any question throughout the year if this safety budget has to go beyond this limit. Okay. So that is the kind of commitment which the chairman gave to this loss making company, to invest in safety irrespective whether the company is making loss or profit for years together. One example. Second example I would like to tell you is about Mahindra CIE Automotive Limited, where the executive director, Mr. Manoj Menon, who comes from Anand Group, he joined Mahindra CIE in October 2013. And when he became the executive director in year October 2019, first thing in last 4 years, what he has done is he has decided certain disciplines for himself on safety. And what he not only he completely restructured and transformed the safety organization, but he every Friday morning between 11 to 12 is the time dedicated only for safety review across 20 businesses that he leads. Okay, irrespective, even though he is on leave, even though he is not well, or his family member is not well, including his wife when he was undergoing surgery, she was undergoing surgery, this gentleman came on camera and he conducted the review. And since last 4 years, not a single Friday has been lost, irrespective whether COVID or no COVID, PL or no PL, holiday or no holiday. Every Friday means every Friday, the safety review will happen. Every 2 months, the safety, the strategy committee meeting will happen. So like that, every month, the performance review of each business will have first 1 hour on safety. So that is the kind of leadership when people show, the safety culture gets transformed. Communicate with empathy and concern. So safety, see, ultimately we are dealing with people, okay, which is a part of nature. And irrespective of which part of the world we come from, we all are human beings. And the almighty, the cosmic life force which governs the whole universe is one. Okay, and we all are brothers and sisters to that extent. And the way we take care of our safety, our family safety, when wherever we are very concerned about our family members safety. Same way, any person in the world or any creature to that extent in the world, if he is in danger zone, we should be equally compassionate, empathetic, and take care of those people. Okay, look beyond observable behaviors. We saw that in that culture, you saw that observable behaviors, were only 1/8 part of it, but 7/8 part, that is about 85% was hidden below the water. So we should go beyond what is obvious. Okay, don't limit your focus exclusively on compliance. Although legal compliance, if you do in right spirit, it will take care of more than 60% of your risks. But you don't focus only on minimum compliance. Minimum compliance is only 60%. Another 40% will come from systems implementation, good practices, best practices implementation, safety culture, behavioral based safety, human reliability assessment. All these new techniques you need to deploy, and go ahead. End the blame game. Any incident happens, don't ask the first question, who did it. First say what happened, why it happened. Okay, we were in year 2019, in month of April, in Telangana state, one of the companies underwent a very serious injury, serious accident, where there was an explosion and fire, and three people death happened. And I happened to be on the investigation committee for that incident. It was a very serious issue, and for almost 45 days it took to really go to the root cause. Okay, and when we really analyzed those root causes, 85% of the causes were pointing towards management failures. Okay, and only 15% was towards the workers or the casual laborers who were involved in the incident. So that is what you should not have the blame game. Otherwise, you will lose the root cause identification and opportunities for improvement. And last one, the safety culture is a top to bottom effort. Yatha Raja Tatha Praja. So whatever, if Manoj Menon in MCI drives it from top, naturally every single person, every contract labor, every security guard on ground, every visitor will be equally vigilant when he moves in the organization. So these are the 10 steps which the organization should work on, then only you reach the good safety culture. Let me again on safety leadership. Leadership not necessarily it is on the management. Even worker on the ground or a supervisor, contract supervisor can be a safety leader. It depends upon how he looks at his job, how much proactively he takes care of his people. So every supervisor, every senior worker is a safety leader at his own workplace. And one of our Central Safety Council chairman in Mahindra Group, Mr. Harsh Kumar, okay, he was the managing director of Mahindra Intertrade Limited, and in the last 5 years of his career, he was leading the Mahindra Institute for Quality and Central Safety Council. And he used to give me only one liner message and mentorship guidance, that only if the people are healthy and safe, the organization can be profitable. So if you want safety to improve, look at their people's welfare, people's training, people's education, people's awareness, people alertness, and you will succeed. So that was the message which Mr. Harsh Kumar sir used to always give us. What is the role of top management? Role of top management is to setting the tone, setting the goals by example. Okay, provide resources, ensuring role clarity, who has to do what, monitoring the performance, focusing on lead indicators, providing feedback, and rewarding the correct, rewarding to or rewarding the proactive people, and correcting the employees if they are making mistakes. And at times he will have to take a very serious disciplinary action, including dismissals. Take accountability for results, whatever plus or minus, ultimately the buck stops at his place. So whether he is occupier or a factory manager, as per legal, they are accountable, and along with it, the head of production, head of maintenance, head of safety, head and the concerned person who is into the relevant function, he is the person who is leading, and he has to demonstrate with his own example what he talks, he has to practice. This is the hierarchy of control in safety. In Mahindra CIE, when I used to work for more than 12 years, this is the hierarchy of controls that we used to use. So the top one is elimination and substitution, and the bottom one is PPE. Normally, in many companies, when you talk about safety, they'll say, "Ha, we have given PPEs to people. We give safety shoes to people. We give safety helmet to people." But that is the last thing, least effective. Only if you rely only on the safety helmet, that is least effective. But if you, as you go here, okay, sensing devices, digital signages, warnings, okay, drones, robotics, engineering controls, and then virtual reality, augmented reality, AI, all that, if you go technological controls, if you improve, your safety will be better. Okay. Now, along with the top management, human relations department or the chief people officer is equally important, if not more. So what he needs to do, the HR department has to integrate safety in HR processes, including the recruitment process, selection process, promotion, performance management, training, okay, motivation. All these processes have to have safety as an integral part. Safety induction program design, developing safety dexterity centers for actual skilling part, on-job safety training on the shop floor, motivational policies, employee involvement programs, and performance management and promotion schemes. In all these functions, which are core HR functions, the safety has to be an integral part. Let's come to role of line management. Demonstrate by self role model. Okay, so this line supervisor, because they say that which is a very good safety organization is considered to be world class if three sections of the organization come together. One, top management; second, the central safety department; and third, the line management. Okay, so when I say line management, shop floor manager along with his workers and contract laborers. So First of all, the supervisor has to become a role model, conducting safety toolbox, okay, with proper preparation. So the shop floor line supervisor should know what is going to be happening tomorrow in my production shift, and accordingly he has to take the topic on toolbox safety and talk about it. Ensuring the PPE use, on the job training for safety standards, so we'll talk about it. Safety observation and feedback, that is supervision, inspection and behavioral based safety and feedback. Administering the permit to work system for high risk activities. Motivation and discipline, so no blame game. And tracking the implementation of corrective actions. These are 8 points on which the line supervisor has to practice safety very actively. Okay. Then naturally you will ask, what is the role of a safety officer? So as per the Factory Act, there is a separate section in the safety, officer's roles, responsibilities, what he should be empowered, what should be his position in the company, what kind of safety qualification he must have, and what kind of basic experience, minimum experience that he must possess. So all that has been given in the legal framework. But prime important one is safety training, safety surveillance, role modeling or safety, innovative practices for safety involvement. Okay, interesting ways for toolbox safety talks, using videos. Okay, escalating key issues at right time, whether it is on risk level or legal level or discipline level. Anchoring for top and line management involvement, okay, because ultimately top management will say that you are my ears and all senses, and they will be relying on the safety officer's feedback or for many of the safety decisions. User friendly safety SOPs. Okay. Eye on new technologies for risk management and learning from other plants, other sites, other companies, other incidents. So he should be always on the learning curve and implementing safety policies, standards with the line management. So these are all 3 plus 3 is 6 and 4 10. 10-point agenda for any good safety officer. And let me tell you that even today there are very few organizations who reward the preventive work, but the safety officer should be always talking to himself, saying that although I am an employee of this company, but God, Lord Vishnu has sent me as his representative, because Lord Vishnu's job is to protect whatever has been generated by Lord Brahma. So the safety officer in the organization is Lord Vishnu's eyes and ears and senses, not just the factory manager or top management. So even though the sometimes factory manager or top management may not give enough attention to what safety officer is doing, but Lord Vishnu and the cosmic life force is always looking at and recording your good work. And whatever good work you will do for humanity will never go waste. You will get it in multiple returns. That is what our Sadguru Sri Vamanrao Pai from Jivan Vidya Mission always says. Now there is an important role, that role of union leaders and opinion makers. Okay, this is also equally important. So union leaders, they are worker representatives. They have to represent the workmen on safety issues on the plant safety committees, which are legal committees. Okay. Nowadays, good organizations are not only having the plant level safety committee, but every department is having department level safety committee on the same lines, helping influencing the positive safety habits. Okay, is the union leaders are not only to complain to the management about working conditions and salary and worker wages, but they have to also use their the power to influence on positive safety habit formation. Be safety role model, because workers follow the union leaders, not only the management. Participate in investigations, okay, for not finding the fault with management but finding the root cause. Participating in hazard identification and risk assessment and suggest risk control measures, and support the management in improvements. So in the plant safety committee meeting, in the proactive safety culture organization, union leaders will be leading. I was heading safety in Mahindra and Mahindra Nasik, and let me tell you, the last day, that is on 31st of October 2009 to be precise, when my tenure in Mahindra Nasik was ending, the factory manager and the union leaders came together. They specially arranged the plant safety committee, and thanked me for whatever we had done together. And they said, they in fact requested, all the union leaders requested the factory general manager then, don't allow Govind to leave Nasik plant, because we want more such people in the organization, so that we can take safety to new heights. And I think that was the real reward that I got in my entire life. Role of workers. So ultimately, workers are the people who handle the hazards, and ultimately, where the wheel meets the road, that is the place where worker handles the machinery. Worker man machine contact is the place where ultimate safety has to be looked at. So get trained in right safety practices, follow safety discipline. This is a worker's role. Okay, implement safety standards, participate in HIRA, suggest risk control measures, and involve in improvement projects. Safety kaizens, safety suggestions. Okay, safety essay competitions, poster competitions, safety toolbox talks, safety road shows, or any good practices, proactive practices. These worker have to participate and play the role if they want to remain safe and make their other people safe. Then there is a very important role to the local authorities, the government authorities also, on safety. So first is developing the safety legislations and rules, and keeping them relevant. Okay, enforcing safety regulations and be accountable. Okay, like the China example I told you. Currently, there is a very limited accountability that has been given to the local factory inspectors. They are more into enforcement part and demanding part. When the delivery part, they show very little this part, which has to change. Guiding industries and workers during safety inspections, and not to frighten them or threaten them on legal punitive measures, but guiding, because a factory inspector, when he visits so many companies in his tenure of say 30 years of service, he at least investigates many accidents. He sees very good practices in different kinds of industries, and when he visits your factory, you welcome him, because you want him to share with you good practices, and motivate the management and the union people and the workers to do more proactive safety, and then investigate incidents and guide for improvements. But at the same time, he has a role to penalize and resort to judicial measures for serious lapses. Okay, represent government in local crisis groups for proactive this chemical accident emergency management rules. They define local crisis groups. So there, the factory inspector represents the government and present the facts on safety performance of the state in government review forums. Today only I saw a newspaper of Nasik, the Joint Director for Industrial Safety and Health, Mrs. Ade. She has written an article and she has given a complete account of how many accidents happened, what dates, how many dates were there, how many serious incidents happened, how many legal actions were taken, and what is the proactive approach of safety. So we want more and more such proactive safety directorate people, and we see nowadays more and more people are coming forward and supporting the whole ecosystem to save lives. Then there is a role for media also, presenting the facts and not to create panic after the incident. Okay, so viewers want to know the facts. Okay, not the emotional talk and then creating a kind of a hype. Promote proactive safety. So normally the media will come when the serious accident happens, fatality happens, then only they will come and cover that, but they will hardly cover the national safety week celebration, or what proactively if somebody is doing a mock drill, or if somebody is taking training program for mass level people, or if somebody is investing his money in CSR on safety. So that time the media also has to come and promote the proactive safety initiatives of people. Then this is a very important slide, and I wish to spend few minutes, 1 or 2 minutes on this. So, can we develop safety programs for society in the social responsibility? Now, 2% of 3 years annual profit average is going into the various public community. Now, if you see, if thousands of people are dying on road, and 30 times of that, 30,000 people every day on road are getting seriously injured, is this not a public issue? Is this not a local community concern that 1,000 families, that too in lower middle income group, they are becoming homeless, or they are becoming so pathetic condition because of the road accidents? Then naturally the CSR also has to integrate safety into their programs. And the Companies Act 2013, Schedule number 7, now includes safety related investments in public community as a important aspect of CSR. So what we can do, fire safety awareness for society members. Okay, recently Mahindra Institute for Quality and the Central Safety Council chairman, Mr. Vijay Kaldra. Okay, he is now on the verge of retirement. He took a very special initiative, and he conducted a mass level online programs for families of employees. Okay, to know what is the safety that they need to look after in the homes, in buildings, in high rise buildings, what electrical safety, gas safety they need to handle, school safety issues. Okay, LPG safety, gas geyser, water heater safety, traffic safety, safety in swimming pools. Many times people go to picnics, and the family is busy enjoying, and suddenly the small kids, they go in the swimming pools and drown. That many times we have seen. Safety from snake bites, biological hazards, okay, the honeybee bites, etc. Safety audits of medical centers, hospitals, universities, and colleges. Okay, these are all the forums, where proactive organizations like Infosys, like Mahindra and Mahindra, like Godrej, like Tata Motors and Tata Group, these are all the people, there the safety has not just limited only to their workers or contract laborers, but they give so much importance to public safety, and they are investing beyond their legal kitties. Mahindra and Mahindra goes to any extent if it is going to make a very serious impact. Mahindra and Mahindra actually took one initiative, uh, in somewhere in the year 2004 or 2005, the Mumbai Pune Express Highway started, and initially there used to be lot of serious accidents. Even today, annually more than 250 people die on that road. So Mahindra and Mahindra, along with the road safety organization of nation, came together, and the managing director of Mahindra and Mahindra, Mr. Pawan Goenka, at that time, he put a special fund from his own account, 12 crore rupees on this account, and ensured that the road safety on Mumbai Pune highway improved. So in the top organizations, the leadership, the managing director or the deputy chairman level people, they take extra initiative, they put their personal money and ensure that people become more and more safer, and local public community is able to get a healthy and peaceful happy times in their life. Now we are in DQS, we deal with safety. So let me tell you, these are so many standards which are related to safety in the World Wide Web. ISO 45001 is the occupational health and safety management system standard, like OSHA's 18,000 earlier. 45,002 tells you how to implement 45,001. Okay, so this is a main standard, a 10-page document, and this is a 50-page document which tells you how to implement 45,001. British Standard 18004 tells you how to build safety culture, how to mature in your safety systems, how you should have the BBS implementation, how you should have HIRA, how you should have emergency preparedness response, mock drills, all that is given in British Standard 18004. ISO 31001 tells you how to do the risk management, and it gives you reference to at least 20 different risk assessment tools based on the different kinds of industries. And ISO 22301 talks about business continuity management system, because if your organization is not safe, if there is a serious explosion, fire, and your organization gets gutted into fire, your entire business comes to standstill. And therefore, people who really want to use international standards for their safety, they should start with 22301 business continuity, then use 31001, then use 45001, 2 and 18004, and then go for the business best management practices and safety culture implementation using DuPont safety management systems. So use that, and then your organization becomes world class in safety. Then there are supporting documents on National Building Code 2016. Part 4 talks about how you should integrate safety in designing your buildings, designing your infrastructure. National Fire Protection Association codes of US, they are the world class standards on fire protection. There are similar Indian standard codes on various issues of safety, on fire safety. So, social and ethical trading document SEDEX has got a very special section as to how to audit safety in any organization. ILO conventions and protocols on safety, social accountability 8000, and SA 8000 guideline document from Social Accountability International Organization. ISO 23000, which is on social responsibility, gives a lot of emphasis on health and safety of people. ISO 20400, which is on sustainable procurement, it talks about safety of people in the supply chain. So now we currently DQS is working with 8 different organizations on ISO 20400, and we are supporting many OEMs to do the suppliers ESG audits, safety audits, fire safety audits, safety culture assessment on for the people using specified checklists. Then there are OSHA codes in US which are very world class. There is the American Society for Safety Engineers, National Safety Council of US, British Safety Council of UK. These are all world class organizations where you should always visit their websites and learn. Then National Disaster Management Association under Ministry of Home Affairs in India, Petroleum Explosive Safety Organization, which is Indian, earlier we used to call it as Chief Explosives Organization, Labor Department, Directorate of Industrial Safety and Health or Factory Inspector's Office, DG Fastly, that is Director General, Factory Advisory Services and Labor Institute, which is under Labor Department, State Pollution Control Board, Central Pollution Control Boards, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, and all other government departments which are supporting this, including Health Department and all Indian legislations. These are all the documents made by the world and the legislative bodies for you, for every human person, for protecting the human right on safety, for ensuring that the social sustainable development goals are achieved. So let us rise, let us wake up and use all these things which are freely available in the digital media, and take help of good organizations like DQS and improve your safety culture as fast as you could. Again, let me remind you that on 10th and 11th, DQS is organizing an internal auditor course, and I myself would be the faculty. This is the second program which I would be conducting in last 2 months, and excellent response we have got. Almost more than 15 people have already registered. If you register within next 24 hours, there is a special discount that would be offered to you. So if you have any queries on safety, this is my email address, govind.pitre@dqs.de. You can also note down my telephone number, 9922419763, and our website is www.dqsglobal.com. So you can please use that. Thank you very much, and we believe in doing right things right way and right away. Okay, so this is what I had to say. I request Mahantesh to come in and handle the question answer session. If you have any questions, please do write on the chat, because only the questions which will be written in the chat will be taken for question and answer, and no oral dialogue. Because earlier our experience was that when you open the channels, some people misuse the forum. So we have restricted the question writing on the chat box. So please use the chat box option, write your questions, and our digital marketing head, Mr. Mahantesh, will support us in the further question and answer session. Thank you all for giving us opportunity to talk to you and have a dialogue. And please do keep connecting. I would consider myself very uh, lucky if I get maximum number of queries from you for supporting your organization in handling safety as a critical risk management issue, business risk management issue. Thank you very much. Over to Mahantesh.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. So again, I am repeating, if you have any doubts or clarification, please write down under your chat box. We will address your question. So going forward, the first question, Govind sir,
Yes.
uh, can we have a details of certification program, please?
Yes, certification program. Any organization, when they want to start their journey on developing systems and getting them certified for safety, the basic PDCA for this is ISO 45001, which we already talked to you. So this is a standard. Initially, it was 18,000 OSHA's 18,001 1999 version. Then came ISO, this OSHA's OHSAS 18,001 2007, and now 45,001 2017. So this version is the latest standard which is available, which is also follows the same structure, standard structure of ISO 9000, 14,000, and all other standards. So you can start with developing a policy, understanding the organizational context in terms of internal issues, external issues, interested parties, and then developing policy, developing the employee involvement systems, communication systems, awareness systems, manuals, standards, okay, and then implementation part, which is a critical. 80% is in 45,001. 80% focus is on shop implementation, and then some part in developing proper suppliers, contractors, etc., and then proper measurement, monitoring, incident management, and corrective preventive actions, internal audits, and management reviews. So this is a system which you normally 6 to 8 months you will take to implement that, and then the certification will come. So stage one, stage two, and final. After stage two, if you are okay, if few NCs are there and you correct them immediately with proper root cause analysis, you will be certified for 45,001. So that is the certification journey.
Okay, great, great. So next question is, kindly share thoughts on traditional safety management versus advanced tools on culture change.
Yes. So actually, if you see, we talked about the Bradley curve. Okay. So Bradley curve, actually, the first two, reactive and dependent, are traditional. Okay, and independent and interdependent are the advanced stages. So traditional one, when only if the accident happens, I will manage the factory inspector. Okay, I will manage the insurance person, I will manage the family of the deceased person. Okay, so that way the people used to look at reactive, otherwise they never used to look at safety. Yesterday I was talking to one of the organizations in Kolkata, and they, despite having hazardous processes and dangerous operations for last 30 years, and the organization wishes to become world class, and they want to serve the international clients. And when we were reviewing the safety performance, we found that even after 30 years and running a foundry like organization, company has not even invested in one HR officer nor in one safety officer. Okay, so you can imagine this is below reactive. This is indifferent. Okay, I don't care what happens to my worker. I will not invest in HR. I will not invest in safety. Okay, that is the kind of thinking which some organizations have. This is below traditional. Okay, this is inhuman. But there are people who are now waking up after, at least after the accident, they are waking up. They are reactive. If they go further, it will become dependent, and this is up to dependent is traditional. When you start your journey to manage from, unless you don't need supervision, now you yourself are managing yourself, and now you are managing yourself and your other team members also. So this transition, when you do with proper tools, and also you invest in digital media technology, okay, because ultimately the accident prevention has to happen more on engineering controls, and engineering controls can go with proper technology, use digital world and IT tools, and all the IoTs, etc., AI, virtual reality, or augmented reality. All these new tools are available. Go for it more and more as your business allows, and move from reactive to interdependent very quickly. There is no time, because every day 1,000 people are dying, and this kind of colossal loss to the nation. And people who lose their life on the road, they are in the age of 19 to 35. So either they have completed their education, they are about to start their life, get married, or just got married and one or two kids, and at that time they are dying. So you can imagine what is the fate of those family members after such incident happens. So please, for our own sake and our own family members sake, brothers and sisters, try to move from reactive to interdependent as early as possible. This was to happen yesterday. Even today is not late. This is the time, this is the moment when we should start our journey now.
Okay. So the next question is, what is ESG?
Yes, ESG is a short form of three words: environmental, social, and governance. Okay, the environmental talks about air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, noise pollution, or any other, including the latest thought pollution. Okay, the next one is social. So social talks about human rights, your social community involvement, anti-corruption, okay, CSR projects, labor compliances, occupational health and safety, training and development. These are all comes under social. And governance talks about proper economic performance, your taxation rule compliance, companies act related compliances, all the labor law and your safety law, environmental law compliances, and proper using your money in the right way, and fair operating practices, so you share the profitability in a just and fair manner with all the stakeholders. And then also develop safety, community development, the way I told you, that you reach out to schools, you reach out to teachers, you reach out to poor people, vulnerable people, indigenous people. So all that, when you do, you when you perform in all the three areas in an integrated manner, that is called ESG, or sustainable development.
Okay, thank you, sir. So now we are about to close the webinar. So last question I am taking is, could you please tell me something about supplier certification on safety?
Yes. So suppliers, when we say, first we focus on the basic things. So basic things is all the Factory Act related and factory rules, state factory rule requirements must be followed. That is number one. Number two, the job safety analysis and HIRA, hazard identification and risk assessment, that should be in place. Number three, the training of people should be in place for safety. Number four, PPEs must be provided and used. Number six, the contractor safety management must be in place. And then the next question we will ask about the system part of it. So once this minimum 5 6 things are implemented, once the accident incident recording system, investigation system is in place, then we will talk about OSHA's, or this OHS management system as per ISO 45001. And then progressively we will start checking how the organization is proactive, whether the top management is having the strategy for safety, corporate safety policy, supplier code of conduct, whether it is including safety as a critical issue, whether the safety has been integrated in all the business processes, including recruitment, purchasing, capital buying, new projects, new infrastructure development. So all management of change. So all these areas will progressively come for review. So many companies have realized that it is not sufficient for them to be safe in within their premise, because nowadays non-core activities are all outsourced. And if the supplier safety is not ensured, if the contractor safety is not ensured, if the visitor safety is not ensured, if the transporter safety is not ensured, then you have done very little, maybe 10% only. Even though you may have a zero accident record for 10 years, you haven't done much unless you take care of your stakeholders. So that is on one side. And the other side is on the customer safety. So your product should be quality product, so that when the product is used by the customer, he is safe. Okay, you are not using toxic materials in your product. You are not giving false advertisement about your product to the customer. You are taking care of repairs, and during repair what safety should be handled, that manual is given to him, servicing manual is given to him, and in case of serious failure happens to your product, you are ready to take accountability and give the compensation. So that is the accountability. So the supplier safety audits, it's actually the sustainable supply chain management audit, based on starting with safety, going to further to environmental stewardship, then going into ESG part. And let me tell you, the best example in India on sustainable supply chain management is Infosys. Infosys, 3 years back, they took the target that 500 of their suppliers will be, developed as sustainable suppliers, and they will start their ESG reporting as per GRI guidelines within next 4 years. And by now, out of 500, 250 suppliers of Infosys are already doing ESG, sustainability reporting. I'll give you another example. An organization like Mahindra and Mahindra, they not only do the supplier audits for quality or capability, but they also audit them for ESG, they audit them for fire safety, they audit for their safety, other general safety. And recently, OEMs in India are approaching DQS to do these ESG audits, safety audits, fire safety audits, and almost 60 to 80% of their supply chain is now with DQS for doing these supplier audits. And this has become one of the core business vertical for TQS like organization, and I take pride in becoming one of the key leading members in handling this supplier safety, supplier ESG audits in TQS. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Govind sir, for addressing those all questions. I think we are done with the
And
webinar.
Amantesh, you please tell them that feedback form will go to them. Okay. And
Yes, within 1 hour, you all will receive the feedback form. So
And one more thing is, please do remember these dates. 10th, 11th is coming next week only, and this is in Nasik, because we have lot of supply chain from Mahindra, which they have requested us to conduct a session in Nasik. So accordingly, this has been planned primarily for supply chain in automotive. And second is in Pune, which is for all the industries. 9 MIDCs are there in Pune, and all the 9 MIDCs, if they come together, the classroom will be over full. By now, already 50% bookings have happened. And even from the moment we announced this program at 11 o'clock, by now more than 5 people have registered themselves for this program. So please hurry up and take the discount benefit before 24 hours. And I would wait you to have 2-day detailed interaction with you on safety management systems and environmental management systems, and how to use systems to develop a sustainable, safe work culture in your organization, a transformative safety work culture, which even after 3-4 leadership changes in your organization will only become more and more safer, more and more sustainable, more and more high performing, and more benchmark to the other organization to look up to you and obey you, and practice what you have been doing, emulate you, and you become the role model for others. So if you want to do this, if you want to learn something on this, let us meet on 10th and 11th at Nasik and 16th and 17th at Pune. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for joining the webinar. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Mantesh. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.